Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
G'day humans, Chris Stead from Finder here. I'm on the road and today I'm at a place called the Wells Campground at Mungo Brush National Park, just north of Hawke's Nest, probably about 3 hours north of Sydney, on the, I guess you could say, mid-coast of New South Wales. Look, there's not a lot to show you here, but I just thought I'd give you a quick tour just in case you're coming up, just so you can be best prepared, especially when it comes to choosing the right site. So let's, a quick tour, the Wells Camping Ground at Mungo Brush. So here we are at the front here. This is the main road that goes through between the beach and the lake, Myall Lakes. Not a particularly busy road, as you can see. At the moment, up that way, which is towards the north, you've got the ferry that loops around the lake. It's currently closed at the moment, probably is why there's not so much traffic. And back down that way, you've got about a 20-minute drive, I reckon, to Hawke's Nest. But plenty of spots down there you can just duck off and have a look at the beach, have swims, little campgrounds as well, lots of little campgrounds along, but not too many open at the moment because we've had a lot of rain and they a bit worried about trees falling down. So here we are at the Wells Camping Ground. There's not much to it. I believe there's 12 sites here, and you book your sites through the National Park's website. It's all pretty straightforward. Ranger drops by once a day just to make sure you're doing the right thing and to make sure the toilet's clean. I'm going to show you where we were. Now I'm going to say you wouldn't be able to tell right now because it's absolutely turned into a peach of a day, but it was 70k an hour winds the entire long weekend that we were here in June 2022. If you're also on the road at that time, you may know about the ridiculous cold weather front that came through. So we were able to have this little fire here, and because there's 3 sites up here, and because we had all 3 sites booked here, and we had a couple more sites booked down, but we all just fit into this space. Now obviously if you've got one site here, one site here, and one site here, so if you don't know the people, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. You can't park cars in and so forth. Now these sites, while good for a group, and I'd recommend it, you've got a bit of a barrier, I guess, between you and the lake. Stunning sunsets, absolutely stunning sunsets. Not too easy to go swimming off there with all the waves that were pushing up. Like there was literally a foot high waves coming across here, that's how windy it was. We ended up just setting up a couple of tarps to some poles, not to the trees, we did to the trees and we got in trouble. To some poles, but as an example here, so there's one fire pit, it's bolted in, you can't move it, between these 2 sites. So if you didn't, if you were 2 different people camping here, then I guess you fight over who gets to use it or make friends. So I'll take you on a quick little tour. Now just note that the ground is gravel, it's not sand. So if you're camping in a tent and you're thinking of sleeping on like this very small, I guess, trekker's mattress, you're probably going to feel all these rocks. That's going to be a big issue for you. Bring a metal rake because you're not going to get rid of them otherwise. So that's, I guess, one of the downsides is that it's not great ground. If the kids were wrestling and playing footy and falling over, they're getting hurt. 2 drop toilets in there and some non-potable water. Typical drop toilets, they did come and clean them every single day. We'll give them a flush out anyway and stock the thing, so that's good. Got some day parking here, and then you got the rest of the site. So you can see that most of these sites seem to come in 2s basically. So there's site 12 and 11. You got site 4 and 5 here. Pretty realistically, every single site's got a pretty good view of the lake, but you're really exposed. So if it was like it was this weekend, and you got full howling westerlies, then you're going to really notice it. There was a couple of guys sitting around this thing just with their backs to the wind, and the flames were blowing about 2 meters out because it was just howling. So that's something to think about this campground, and I suspect the other campgrounds along here. If you're going to have big westerlies predicted, you're better off camping over on the sand dune side. There's a couple of campsites that you can do. And also, as I mentioned, look, there's just one fire pit between the 2 sites. So if you're coming up and you can book both sites, because then, awesome. Otherwise, you're going to be sharing it. Except this side, actually, 6 has got its own one. Looks like these two have their own ones too, actually, 9 and 10. So there's still smoking away. It was pretty quiet. There was some guys with loud music because of the wind. You couldn't really hear it, just blowing it away. Like I said, the road's not that busy, and that's you can't camp on the grass, or you're not supposed to, at least. The water does push up over there. You could see when the rains must have pushed up a bit. So like I said, 20 minutes down to Hawk's Nest, so not too far away if you need to go get a coffee or just get out of the wind or whatever, but no shower, so it's a swim or bust. Oh, look at that beautiful bird over there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. One thing I should tell you about is there are dingoes. So we did have quite a large number of dingoes come through the site. They ran at the side of us, didn't go at the kids. We did have some young kids though, so no one was walking to the toilet by themselves after dark in terms of the young kids. And they did go through our stuff, but we had to just bring boxes for your food, or tie it up a tree, or stick it in the back of your car. Just get it out. Don't leave it around. Don't leave backpacks or anything like that with food, otherwise they'll get dragged off. Anyway, look, that's a quick tour of the Wells Campground at Mungo Brush, Myall Lakes. I really wish we'd got weather like this. If it had been like this the entire time, just nice gentle breeze, and we could have gone out there on the paddle boards and the kayaks and had a fish here, it really would have been special. It was still good fun anyway, it always is. But I can't give you a great accurate portrayal of what it would have been like if we were spending a lot of time in the water. But going down and jumping on the sand dunes at Dark Point and so forth was still plenty of fun. There you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching my review of the Wells Campground at Mungo Brush. Definitely worth a stay, and definitely one to get on a predominantly east breezed weekend. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Chris Stead, back on the road.